As Satish has explained, the hospitals, what we see today, all the corporate hospitals are also called as acute and long-term acute care hospitals, TAT, long-term acute care hospitals. And the transition care facility, the concept is not there in this country at all. And under this transition care, two category of facilities come into mind. One is the inpatient rehabilitation facility, also called the IRF, or the skilled nursing facility, also called the SNF. So transition care facility is equal to the IRF plus SNF, inpatient rehabilitation facility or a skilled nursing facility. Normally the hospitals are built around the needs of sick patients. If you see, go to any hospital, there will be very high-end diagnostic facilities, operating rooms, acute areas. So the entire processes are built around how to serve the diagnostic needs of the patients, or the emergency patients, or the operating rooms. So the focus is mostly to do immediate surgery or treatment, to diagnose, to treat, and operate. But majority of the times, after the surgery is over, they still need a lot of help to bring them back to life. For example, you take the help of medical patients like a stroke, for example, a paralysis of one half of the body, or a surgical patient like a multiple lower limb trauma. So for example, the medical patient stroke, once first 3-4 days treatment is over, to dissolve that clot or to stabilize the patient, for all practical purposes, hospitals' point of view, they can't do much. Or for that matter, an orthopedic patient who has multiple trauma to the lower limbs, once surgery is over, from the hospital's point of view, he's ready to go home. But unfortunately, from the patient's point of view, he's not ready to go home, he's not ready to go back to work actually. It needs very specialized skills, a combination of physiotherapy, occupational therapy, sometimes speech therapy, sometimes psychological counseling to motivate them to bring back to life. You have seen the video, for example. The entire care has to be given in a transition care facility, not in a hospital. Even though technically as a doctor, as a cardiologist, I can say all these things can be done in a hospital, but in a hospital, your focus is totally different. You have sick patients, you have very high-end surgical patients, your entire focus is driven towards that. On the other hand, because these IRFs, the inpatient rehabilitation centers, do only this, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, they're all specialized. Like for example, the food care industry, a 5-star food versus someone who does McDonald's. They only do that, or even for Shankar Nethralaya or Arvind High Hospital, they just do cataract surgery. So this Suvitas is basically India's first rehabilitation facility. Our focus will be only on rehabilitation, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and psychological counseling. We will not admit patients for diagnosis, we will not admit for patients for treatment, we will not admit patients for surgery. So basically patients who are discharged from the hospital, either for a medical condition or a surgery condition, where the hospital's feel is ready to go home and the patient's home is not ready, that's a category we'll be serving in. I think with this small introduction, and also I think 25 years back, there's no specialized hospitals in this country, tertiary hospitals. Most of the Indian patients used to go abroad for bypass surgery as long as recently as 1985. In fact, most of the doctors used to go abroad. Unlike the basic specialties, there was no bypass surgery facilities in this country. Once the tertiary care hospital started, now I think completely the medical care has been transformed in this country. I think Suvitas probably will do the same thing for nursing care and physiotherapy care in this country. And I'm sure the nurses and physiotherapists in the coming years will be proud to say, I'm a nurse, I'm a physiotherapist. Today in the hospitals, they're all I should not use the word, almost like a second-rate citizen, because they only take the doctor's orders, don't act independently. Whereas the rehabilitation facility, the star employees or the star operators will be the physiotherapists and nurses, and this will be a game changer in the years to come.